Last we left off, our adventurers made the 4-day journey from the port city of Rollipa to the town of Night Hollow. During the journey, they encountered the remains of a battle between a few young gem dragons and the dragonborn of the Kaja Conclave. The dragons had been picked apart, but a few amethyst crystals were left behind, and Arvin decided to inspect the corpses, but not before Panoply spotted two winged objects flying their way very fast. As two dragon wormlings descended upon the group, a half-dozen of the crystals from the dragon corpses animated into fractals that attacked the group. Even though one of the dragon wormlings fled the battlefield, the group managed to fend off the attackers. Along with Spaka, a red dragonborn of the Kaja Conclave who was traveling with the group, Spaka told them of a never-ending war between the chromatic and elemental dragons against the gem dragons and their draconian servants. He told them that currently a group of dragonborn led by Abdumiel, a dragonborn paladin of the god Bahamut, was trying to retake a holy temple to the south that had fallen to the draconians. As the group approached the gates of Night Hollow, they were stopped at a checkpoint by Captain Terhild of the Night Hollow Militia, and two members of the Venandi, an organization of the nation of Prospero. One of the individuals was a gnome wizard called Lavarius the Great, who had an extra finger on each of his hands and was scrupulously logging information down about those who were entering Night Hollow. The other individual was an older drow male, with a scarred milky eye and a red tattoo across his other, and a well-groomed silver-white beard. The drow introduced himself as Velrenith Adararn, the Venator of the Venandi. The group then set about their original goal of bringing the 19 orphans to Penelope Tonbaum in hopes of finding them a better and more meaningful life in town. Arvin stayed to discuss matters with Penelope, while Turksine encountered the Venator Velrenith once again, who inquired about his arcane abilities and the fact that Turksine had not gone through the esteemed academies of the nation of Prospero. Meanwhile, Panoply and Kime sought out a fire genasi blacksmith in hopes to learn more about his grandfather's broken blade and the forge of Aurelia. And this is where we begin tonight's session. It's late evening, early night. The four of you are sort of gone your separate ways for the time being. Turksian bought up the town's supply of arcane paper and ink and other various items. Arvin, do you have anything else to talk to Penelope Tonbaum about?
I believe that we were discussing room and board, and I was curious if they had a nearby place for them to stay, or what their plan was. If they're doing temporary housing for now.
Yeah, she assures you that they can find some temporary accommodation until they sort of find, I guess, adoptive families, or what's the best word for skilled?
Apprenticeships?
Yeah, like apprenticeships for the boys, or, things like that.
Well,
It seems like she has an idea that the dwarves would definitely take on a few as apprentices. There's various blacksmiths and bookmakers and fletchers and all sorts throughout town too, and Then, of course, she seems to have her eye on Arthur and Benny.
Of course. Well, with the last opportunity that I will have, I just like to make sure I go around and talk to each of the guys and wish them luck and tell them I'm glad we got them out of a bad situation. Hopefully into somewhere where they can live the rest of their life more meaningfully.
They all ask if you're going to be around and that they'll be able to see you.
I'll be around, but I don't know if I'll be in Night Hollow. But every time I stop by, I'll look for you guys and share a story.
They seem nervous, but yet excited. Steep Flight wasn't a great place by any means.
Other than that, I think I've hit all the key points.
Penelope Tonbomb does look at all the boys, though, and go, I think the first thing that needs to be done, though, is that they all need a bath.
I wonder if any of them have done that before.
One of them is like, I kinda took one on the airship a week ago.
Seems good enough for me.
Penelope, yes. Wonderful. Well, I assure you that they will live much better lives in the town of Night Hollow.
I'll just remind everybody to keep an eye out for each other and help each other out when needed.
They all say their goodbyes, and then Penelope ushers them to the inn across the way where there are baths.
I'll probably just say my goodbyes and step out of the building and wait for the rest of the crew.
Sounds good. Panoply and Kime, you all are looking for a blacksmith?
Yes. The
fiery
blacksmith.
one.
The fire genasi dude.
Alright.
Cousin, like usual, you talk, I will watch.
Let's drag you all over here. Even though some of you aren't actually here. You are told to head to the trade center, where there is a local smithy, and upon the sign there is no real name of it other than it just says smithy, but there are symbols and runes on it that are familiar. They sort of look like runes of allegiance to the goddess Adara, she is the goddess of flame, fire.
Well, you first.
I will step in.
It's a quite nice looking building from the outside and on the inside. It smells a little bit of brimstone to an extent on the inside. Maybe not so much the sulfur smell, but more of that leftover fire smell.
Wow, look at all the cool armors.
There are quite a few various armors about, shields, and behind a desk is a middle-aged genasi with red skin, charcoal black hair. And she looks up at you a little inquisitively. Just politely says, "Oh, it's rather late at night for customers. How can I help you?"
Hey, how you doing? We were referred to come here. Um, I'm looking to get a blade restored. It's quite old. I was wondering if you could help, or if you know anyone that could.
She looks up curiously. Perhaps. Do you happen to have the blade with you?
No, not quite the blade, but I have the hilt, and he'll whip out the broken blade. It's a family heirloom. It belonged to my grandfather.
As you put the hilt on the table, at first she looks at you with that look of, "This individual is wasting my time." Then she looks down upon the blade and she asks you, "May I touch it?"
Yeah, you can. Um, it was broken in the battle in Casoria, if you've heard of that before. It was in the other continent. I forget how long ago. I was told it was maybe 40 years, 50 years ago.
My, quite some time ago. I have to say, I'm not fully familiar with this world's history, but this hilt, it's different. This is clearly a magical weapon. And she continues studying it some more, running her fingers along the different etchings of the hilt, and touches the area where the blade would be. She looks up at you. "I can tell you this, that there is no... The reason you don't have a material blade for this hilt is that it doesn't have one. This is a very special hilt of a blade. I think we call them something along the lines of dawn blades. Instead of a solid core of metal, it's essentially made of the faith and fire of the goddess Aurelia."
And so the person who referred me to here said that it might need to go to the Forge of Aurelia. I mean, I I can't wield or meld weapons or smith anything. How would I go about getting this restored? Or from the way you're making it sound, how do I bring out the power from it?
So at that point, where a male of around the same age comes out and nods to the female and says, "Oh, I didn't know you had customers in here, Shahara. Do you need any assistance?" And she looks over at him. Perhaps, as she puts the blade back down and shifts it back toward Yukine. This individual has brought in, I believe, what is the dawn blade of the goddess Aurelia, and he's trying to reforge it. And the male individual laughs, but it's not a very hefty laugh. Reforge that. Well, we know of a place. She looks at Kaim and says, "Well, yes, and apparently he knows of it too. He was told to reforge it in the Forge of Aurelia." And the male looks back. "Yes, well, good luck. I think I will retire for the night," and he leaves and heads away.
Wait, is he still there? Gone?
He stops and turns around.
What makes you think I can't do this?
Well, it's not a matter of finding somebody who could reforge the blade, as I know of a few. But the Forge of Aurelia was lost many decades ago. I suppose whoever told you the story of the Forge didn't tell you exactly where it is located.
No, not really. That's why he sent me here, because you would know.
Why, of course I would know. Our family, our forefathers, manned the Forge of Aurelia. We were displaced at first by fiends and demons who sought to enslave our people. When we were freed, we returned to the realm of fire, the home of the fire goddess Adara. And what we found in the Forge of Aurelia was a new owner. An ancient red dragon. And he claimed it as his own.
Would you not want that forge back for yourselves? I'm sure you can get a lot of use out of it.
Well, of course, we would love that back, but it would be insane to attempt to wrangle that back from the grasp of a dragon of type, of its power.
I don't think it's so far-fetched. I believe my group, we can handle a dragon. And he'll look over at Penny, right?
Penny has her eyes narrowed and just glares at him.
See, we could totally do it.
As soon as he turns around, I'm slightly shaking my head at these Genasi.
And so, this sword, it once belonged to my grandfather. He must have had it crafted by people of this time, your people, the way you're making it sound, for old time's sakes. Let's make this happen again.
The female, who was named Shahara, gives you a sly grin and says, "Well, that sounds like a great fairy tale story. Heading into the realm of fire to defeat an ancient red dragon, retaking the Forge of Aurelia, something that our family and clan ran for centuries.
Claim it back.
We all lived happily ever after." She looks at you. "Look, first things first is making your way to the realm of fire is no easy feat, unless you have a way of shifting across the plains. I don't really know how you plan to get there."
If we took care of that, honestly, Kaim, I don't think it's doable right now. But at some point, would that be interesting? I think we need a little more practice with things, Kaim.
Practice with what? We learn how to across a realm?
I mean, those are the tiniest baby gem dragons that we just fought, right?
Yeah, we handled them so easily.
I think this is bigger. We should go find a smaller one to try first, is what I'm saying. Like a medium one or something.
Okay.
The male looks at you. "Look, boy, I understand that you're an adventurer of sorts and getting your legs wet, but I've seen plenty of your type run headfirst into a dragon's lair, and let's just say their weapons and armor now sit upon a pile of treasure underneath that dragon. If you think you can do this at some point, and you're able to slay the dragon and return the forge to our kind, well, be more than willing to help you reforge the sword, I'm sure." He looks over at Shahara. "I'm sure old Fajari would love to get at work again in the forges and remake something of worth."
How do you guys go there? Do you go there? Is that where you're from? Like,
We
do you ever go
fled.
there?
So no, we don't. We haven't been back for decades. We had friends who essentially helped rescue our kind from a rather horrible situation of fiends and devils. And they seem to have the ability to at least plane shift to and from a connecting plane to the realm of fire. but it's quite the journey even if you have that ability.
Would your friends be willing to do that?
Well, I don't know if all of them are alive anymore. We were children at the time. 40 some years ago. I mean, it sounds crazy. If you're in the Valerian Empire,
Hannah plays no poker face and is just like, what?
they once upon a time they fought a pretty spectacular battle against pirates, and let's just say they acquired some technology to shift to a plane called Vasu Marat, and I'll just put it this way, it's the center of the four realms, the elemental realms, and you can get to each one from that plane.
Huh. Alright, I understand. I really thought you guys could help.
I mean, we had a lot more information than we did, Kym. And nudges him.
I mean, if you bring the Forge of Aurelia onto this realm, sure we could help, but it's stuck in the realm of fire and controlled by a big giant dragon.
And this dragon is the only thing stopping you from going back to the fire realm, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you say only. That's a big only.
Alright, well,
Can I insight check them? Like, are they totally disbelieving that this would ever happen, or is there like it's something they want to hope for?
Okay.
Fucking fire genasi.
I mean, the male's definitely looking at Kym like he's gonna turn into bacon. The female looks at Kym. Well, I'm sorry to help you there, but if, you're interested in anything in the shop, I mean, and she hands Kym a pair of bracers, like you could try these on.
no. No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, suit yourself.
I guess, I'll see about talking to somebody in the Valerian Empire. I'm not giving up hope, but I already see that you guys have. I really think when you guys could one day go back, but it'll only happen if you make the effort.
The male once again says, look, I understand where you're coming from, but we're a family of blacksmiths and forgers. We're not really fighters. Our people have seen their fair share of warfare, and as much as we'd love to return to our homeland, it's Well, not much we can do.
I think kind of like it's a good start, and we could train. Like, I mean, how long did you have to train to be good as you are? It's just another thing that we have to train for. And I think we need to maybe Turxian would help us research.
Oh, I'm not giving up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just think it needs like planning. You know what I mean? Because I don't know a lot about dragons. But we should do that, and then we could. Do you have any? And I turn to the. Do you guys have any? Do you remember the people in the Valerian Empire? Maybe that would help us look it up.
Well, I mean, main one, he wasn't from the Valerian Empire, but it was an orc named Throvos, and he sort of brought all our people together. He had a son named Thrask. Yeah, kind of an aloof person, but I don't know. There was like an archmage named Fisheron. Ish. I don't know. A minnow? Maybe that's the fish. There was this blue-skinned guy. Tybalt?
Any idea where we could find these people? Specifically?
You know, I'm not really familiar with the Valerian Empire, but, over there?
Got it. I'm looking at Penny saying that she didn't jump at the name Minnow. It's kind
She's
of
trying not to. She
Yeah.
has no poker face though. She's just.
He's trying not to give away any hints either.
She's trying not to look at Kaim.
The female looks back at you. Well, you know, if you plan to go on a daring adventure and fight some dragons and ever need armor that can help you resist its nice fiery breath. Yeah.
Do you guys? Are you guys like fire resistant?
To an extent.
Do you have any bracers for bracing, like that would hold you steady for shooting arrows?
I think so. She starts rummaging around one of the counters. Yeah. I have these, and she holds up these brown bracers that look like they're made of leather, but then etched in some sort of brass with these black bands around them, and they have this design of arrows on them. It says, these'll add a little bit more oomph to any bow that you use with them.
How much are they?
She does some calculations as I look that up.
Try to be polite.
The DM on the fly.
think my character feels a little bad that we came here and reminded them of the home they lost. We're like, yeah, we're not. And I'm like, we're not cool enough to fight dragons yet. Sorry. Sorry about that home you lost. Plus, Kaim is sad. I am a little sad for him.
He'll get over it.
The hell you will. You're gonna bullhead your way through it, and I'm gonna have to hold you back so you don't die.
We're gonna find a portal to the fire realm. We'll see.
No.
She
Research.
looks at you. I mean, kind of feel bad for your friend over here. I sell him to you for 1,000 gold pieces.
Shit, how much do I have if I convert all this shit?
If you need extra, I could help you too.
Give me a second as I count my coins, sadly.
I think if you go into inventory
Yeah, it's there.
and click on the gold, at the very top it tells you total in GP.
Kaim, can I have a couple hundred gold? Please.
Have anything for fire resistance?
Absolutely. I will warn you though that items of resistance, they run a pretty penny as they're quite difficult to make.
They're worth it to see you home once more.
She narrows her eyes and looks at you. Prove to me that you can kill a dragon half the size of the one that resides in the realm of fire. And
Do you
I'll
know-
see what I can do.
Do you know where any are?
No, but I'm sure that that Obsidian Hunt Society, they probably do.
Good thought. Kaim, can I have 200 gold?
Yeah,
Keep
of course.
Sweet.
I'll deduct 200.
I'm assuming those are bracers of archery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while you're checking on those fire resistance items, do you have any shields?
Yeah, I have, your generic magical shield that a little bit stronger than others. She looks at you and says, I'm just gonna put this out here right now that anything of fire resistance is going to cost you about 5,000 gold. But if you prove to me that you're capable and worthy of helping us reclaim our home, then I'll be willing to bring that price down a bit.
Fair enough.
Maybe even lend a few to you. But I don't know you, and for all I know, my husband's right. You're gonna charge headlong into a dragon, and just your nice shiny breastplate there is gonna be on a hoard of treasure underneath that dragon.
And I'm 100%, I understand that. I'm not asking for much. All I'm asking is for just a smidge of faith, that's all. A little bit of hope.
Yeah, we had hope once. Died about 30 years ago. Anywho, you said if you want a magical shield, she already bought the bracers. I'll sell that to you for 1,000 gold too.
Shield of what? Just a
Shield
+1?
+1.
I give +1 to AC? Dash +1 or shield check?
Yeah. It's all the normal shield stuff and then an additional +1.
Yeah, I'll take the shield. Go ahead and deduct 1,200.
She hands it over to you. Well, step in the right direction to slaying dragons.
Well, I am disappointed, but it wasn't a total loss. Penny's right. You gave us way more than we had in the first place, so thank you.
Well, I'll just let you know that hope can be quite disappointing.
I'm fully aware.
Well, I fully expect to see you back here one day with a bigger smile on your face and final destination of the Forge of Aurelia. Isn't that right? She looks over to her husband. Isn't that right, Difel? He looks back. Yeah, that'd be something.
And Kaim will walk out.
Panoply is fastening, like finishing fastening the bracers, and pauses for a second. Thibaud goes by Cypress Valenoth now, by the way, and then leaves.
There is no word behind you. All right. Oh, go ahead.
They're just gonna catch up to Kaim. Seriously though, we should ask Turks. I mean, you get to tell the guys that we need to kill a dragon, but I'm for it. I think it's a good challenge. It's a good test for us. You know what I mean? And then we'll come back with a head. Maybe we'll get paid from the fighter. I mean, we should go to the Obsidian Hunt. That's the next place we should go, right?
Yep, I was thinking that we go to Obsidian Hunt, ask if they know where any dragons are. I think we saw some.
Dragons. Medium.
We saw some.
They had a
We know
head.
they're nearby.
But yeah, we should do that, and then we should enlist Arvin and Turxian to help. Like, Turxian reads so much, and I'm sure he might know more than we do about them. That really made me feel like we should have paid more attention in school and church, both.
Nah. I think Jenny was way more interesting.
Gross. Let's go.
Do you want to go to Obsidian Hunt first, or you want to meet up with the others? Let's go to Obsidian Hunt.
I'm fine. It's nighttime. I like this. This is the best time.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go over to Obsidian Hunt. Hopefully it'll be fast.
All right. Arvin and Turxian, anything you guys are doing?
Just looking forward to hearing about the adventures of the cousins.
Did you guys have a planned meeting spot for the night to stay?
I presume the same bar that we usually hang out at.
There's the Dwarven Bar to the north, or there's the Society of the Obsidian Hunt, whichever you prefer.
That one's cheaper, right?
Yeah, because you have memberships, the Society gives you free lodging.
I'd almost rather do that. I mean, do we want to go get the others and we could just come all back here? Do you want to do that, Kime?
Yeah, it seems like it makes more sense.
Okay. So we'll go find them. Panoply sticking to the shadows as usual.
Alright. Not hard to find Turxian. Just find a bookstore and there he is.
Do you think he notices he has an ink smudge on his nose? I say to Kime.
I don't think he does.
You all eventually meet up and make your way to the Society of the Obsidian Hunt.
Kime has something to tell you
Um.
as we walk.
So anyways, I started blasting. Blasting her with questions, but so we went to the blacksmith, and apparently this is gonna be harder than we thought. Sorry, harder than I thought.
What is going to be harder?
Tarxian, do you know of any ways how to travel to the Fire Realm? Heard of
Before that,
anything?
Kime, back
Mhm.
it up. You need to give them the reason, and then you need to. Then before we go there, what are we doing, right?
If that's the case, they're gonna say no. But I want to go kill a red dragon.
Turxian is very meticulous. I think he will understand, and Arvin, like me, doesn't want to die yet. So
I'm a bit lost here. What's going on?
In order to get to the Forge of Aurelia, we need to go to the Fire Realm, and what's waiting there is a large red dragon.
ancient red dragon.
Ancient red dragon.
So this is all just to fix your sword, right?
It is.
It's really hard, and these people were very nice, and they looked like really good smiths, and I got these new bracers, but I don't know enough about dragons to, and I think we should do a practice dragon that's a little smaller first, maybe not in the Fire Realm, and these people would then give us some, or help us get cheaper fire resistance gear.
Would some of these so-called dragons be available from the Obsidian Hunt to
That's
buy
what
a
we're
tag
hoping.
for? I feel like otherwise it may not be worth it for some people in the group.
And I get it. It's a stupid sword. You guys don't understand the sentimental value that I have for this. And I understand that. It's fine.
I
But
think
this
we
is important to
understand
me.
it, but I think everybody wants to succeed and live. So we should just be a little slower about doing it than you usually are.
And
I mean,
and you're right. You're right. We should take it slow. We should work our way up, not just go head rushing into a battle with an ancient red dragon. I understand these big motherfuckers are hard to kill and could potentially or will kill us.
There's good news. The people also said that the way that there were some, I'm sorry, I'm messing this up. So a long time ago, they used to live in the fire plane, and some people came there and helped them escape, and then we know them. and they're in the Valerian Empire. So that was kind of helpful. So, like our grandma and grandpa and Uncle Ishi kind of did go there. So that's our way there. We have a way there, right, Kaim? Probably.
Yeah. And we needed to go there anyways, right?
At some point, maybe we should kill the dragon first, so they don't ask us about that.
So let's go check with Herbert to see if they have any tags for a smaller red dragon and test our luck. If you guys are okay
Okay.
with that.
I mean, or any dragon, really. I don't know if they're all the same. Do you know Turksian?
I mean, they're all different. I mean, if we really want to learn information about dragons, why don't we just go talk to the people in the conclave? We just traveled with some. I mean, we just fought some.
Is it true? Those were like certain dragons, so do you think they'd be offended if we are talking about killing other dragons?
Um, they might. I don't really know.
I feel like maybe that's Project Conclave. They would be the ones to be upset about it. But not our guy. I forget his name.
Well, didn't they
Which
say
guy?
the gem dragons were?
Spaka or Abdumiel?
Yeah, Spaka.
Baka, yes.
I mean, he didn't like the gem dragons because they were allied with some other group, but I think those are the guys who are against the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons.
Would I have any idea whether the Kadya conclave is typically chromatic or metallic dragons or dragonborn, or do they have allegiance to one over the other?
Spaka alluded to that they worship both the chromatic and metallic dragons. It wasn't necessarily clear, though, if dragons were part of their society.
If the gem dragons are like their dragons, though, like they'd probably be all for killing that, and we know that one's probably just up in the mountains above that area where we were. Somebody
Yeah.
made those babies.
I think he thought there might be more up there also.
Okay, so we'll go in, see if we can find old Herbert.
Herbert's at his usual place, smoking a pipe, looking through some papers.
Hey, Herbert.
That's a familiar face. Haven't seen you around for a while. You catch anything good on your time out there?
Yeah, we've been to Ralapa and Steep Light.
Steep Light. My cousin, he's in Steep Light. Wilfred.
Yeah, we met him.
Is it Wilfred?
I didn't have that one noted down.
Is that the DM talking or Herbert talking? Because that's hilarious.
Maybe both.
But yeah, he's been good to us. We handled a couple tags there.
Who's Wilfred?
We killed a chimera. I think that's what it was, wasn't it?
It's mighty impressive. 3 different heads on it.
We got eggs. We sold them over there.
It's also pretty impressive.
So we want to check on some tags that you might have.
Absolutely. What are you looking for?
A dragon.
Takes a really long puff from his pipe.
Kaim doesn't break eye contact.
Dragon. that's a big one.
A medium-sized dragon. Not a big dragon, like a medium.
Show us what you got.
Like a beginner dragon.
More that.
Are we hoping that tier 3 has something listed in there? Or do we even have is that available to us?
Well, you said you took down a chimera, because I sold you that tag. You brought that into Wilfred, so I guess you've proven that you can handle our tier 2 tags. I mean, we can, like a young dragon, that's like a beginner dragon. That's definitely up in tier 3. Now those tags, they're a good 150 gold.
Do gem dragons count as dragons for you?
Does it have wings and breathe some sort of something?
Yeah.
Then it's a dragon. That's the definition of a dragon.
Kaim drops a pouch of 150 gold on the table.
Alright, well, let me go through these papers here. I mean, doesn't have to be a gem dragon. You can bring in any dragon, you want. I mean, this tag's good for a youngin'. I don't think you want to face an adult dragon, or heaven forbid an ancient dragon, but those are pretty rare and we don't see them around very often.
Insight check into Kaim's response to that.
What rewards are provided if we're able to bring in a dragon?
Well, we haven't had a group of adventurers bring one in for a while, but it's generally, about 10 times the tag amount is roughly where it's at.
We just wanted to make sure that we weren't dropping that much gold for no reason.
I mean, it depends on the dragon, but good rule of thumb with our tags is expect about a 10 times payout, be it in gold or magical items and potions and the like. Sometimes a little bit more than that.
These tags, are they in like a book or something that he's flipping through?
Yeah.
Is it on a table where we all can see it?
Yeah.
Kime is totally eyeing that ancient red dragon tag, if there is one. We're looking for one.
Make a perception check. All right. You see he's in a section of dragons and he's like flipping through them. You do see that there's tags in there. Very expensive tags in there for adult dragons and larger.
Do I catch the price on those?
You're pretty sure for an adult dragon it's about a 500 gold tag. And for an ancient it looks like it's around like a 1500 gold tag.
And I just blew all my money. Okay. He doesn't have the money to inquire, so he'll leave those be.
Have a party. Can go in as a party.
But after a little bit, he rips out a piece of paper and hands it to you, which is one tag for a young dragon, and in parentheses, of any color.
Do you mind, well, thank you. Do you mind, just holding on to those 2 tags for the other dragons?
Oh, well, we have plenty of them. I mean, I'm never gonna, not give a tag to a paying member. But I assure you that there's enough to go around.
Alright, cool. We're gonna go test our luck with this one.
Well, good luck. Don't come back as a crispy wafer. I'll give you a hint. Wherever the head is facing of the dragon, don't be in that direction.
You should join us, Herbert.
I already got my dragon. Her head's hanging up in the main hall.
Valuable asset.
And you said that was an ancient dragon?
Sure is.
We're gonna match that.
I can certainly find a spot for it.
Do you guys need anything else?
A drink. You
would
guys wanted a drink?
I'd like to check the shops out, see if there's any sort of items or armor that might be valuable to me.
The shops.
I forget bird guy or other guy.
Yeah, bird guy is more of magic items. Other guy is more of armor.
Okay, already got.
I mean, and then the up to the north are like potion dudes. I mean, for armor, you're basically looking at the ability to sell most +1 type armors and weapons.
I've already got bracers, so I don't know if there was something else we could combine with that.
Probably not from the armor. From the Kinku, he's got like a ring of animal influence, a ring of jumping, a wand of smiles, cloak of elven kind.
What are those last two? Or I guess I can look them up. Wand of Smiles and Cloak of Elven what?
Cloak of elven kind, I think, gives you advantage on stealth rolls.
You have a cloak though too. The mantle of
Right.
zipping around, whatever it's called.
The mountebank.
But he's got a, I think in the stores and loot channel
Okay.
at the top.
Night Hollow Stores.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one. Wand of Smiles.
Herbert does look at all of you, though. Says, you know, if you're staying for the night, I heard there's something going on tomorrow in the market. Captain Terhild of the Night Hollow Militia kind of went round talking to, you know, the prominent individuals of town, saying that there'd be some sort of show in the market tomorrow, about noon.
Like a lot of people?
I imagine shows are pretty fun.
Piano player does not look excited.
Do you know what kind of show?
Didn't say.
Oh.
Just said it was important for the future of the town of Night Hollow.
Sounds like it should be something we check out at least.
I'll be there.
If we miss it, we're definitely coming to you for some cliff notes.
Quick
Cliff notes.
interjection.
I have another cousin named Cliff.
How many cousins does this guy have? There are 2 potions of fire resistance. Is that something we want to grab, or do we not really know what we're going against yet?
I think we don't know what we're going against yet.
Okay.
Because we could find, I mean, literally, like, none of us have seen any dragons except those gem dragons, so I'm thinking we should just try that.
Cool.
Alright, I think there's a good time to take a little break as he peruses the catalog. So if we So if there is nothing else for the night, then you guys can have some drinks in the tavern and prepare for the next day.
Why prepare when we could drink all night?
Click, 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 click.
Is Turxian spending time scribing?
Uh, Not scribing tonight, um, but definitely talking to the professor. Or
Okay.
I know he's already talked to it a little bit about the Venandri, but after meeting Valriniath Adaran, I butchered that. After talking to him, he's definitely on edge and wanting to learn as much about both the Venandri and the Venator as he possibly can.
Okay. What would you like to ask, Mr. Elias Zilric?
Um, Really, just any information he has on the Venator, like how long he's been in his position, or just really anything. Knowing that uh, how he thinks or anything, knowing that they believe that those who outthink their enemy or adversary will become the victors, and that the ends do justify the means. Anything he can learn about the Venator, he wants to know.
All right. The Professor Orb has a +9 bonus to its roll. You speak to the Professor Orb, and it sort of swirls around and gives you sort of a few visions inside of the orb while telepathically communicating with you. Actually, I don't know if it speaks telepathically. I think it just talks. So the first question was about the Venator, Mr. Velverneth.
Yes.
So he tells you that, as far as all records can tell, that Velverneth was the second disciple of Prospero, and that he has been around since before the Shattering. So it's estimated that Velverneth is probably around 1,500 years of age, if not older. As far as how long he has been the Venator of the Venandi, it seems that they were formed probably a good 500 years after the Shattering happened, when Prospero was struggling to sort of unify the world, or his attempt at unifying the world. And when he really sought the various different ley lines of portals and means of teleportation, transportation across the world, that was sort of when the Venandi were formed. So that would be about 838 years ago that they were formed. And Velrenith was the first of the Venandi, and therefore that's why he has the title the Venator. What was your next question? Part of the question?
I think it was just trying to really just any information we had on him, how he thinks, how he typically hunts people, and just all that fun stuff. Why he would be so personally involved in Night Hollow, in this neutral town.
Okay, so that one's more about the character of him.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Venandi's actions are not exactly documented, but hearsay, people that have interacted with the Venandi and the Venator in particular kind of speak out about a quiet ruthlessness. The Venator does not like those that get in his way. And there are whispers of people who have caught his ire that just simply vanish. He's also not above making a public display of someone that has failed him. Even if they are another Venandi, a high-ranking individual in the nation of Prospero, it's sort of a at all costs mentality for him. It's even rumored that in order to stop a horrific plague, like a necromantic plague by a lich, that he ordered the entire destruction of a town. Every single individual. It's interesting though because he comes across as quite charismatic or nonchalant, whereas a lot of other law mages and members of Venandi are a little bit more extravagant, pompous, arrogant, egotistical. He definitely has an edge of being egotistical, but it's much more subtle and hidden behind layers. The other thing to know is that the Venandi do control the academies. While they might not necessarily be the teachers, they attend every induction ceremony, and it's said that the Venator Velreneth Adararn knows every single face and every single name of every individual that passes through the academy. As far as knowledge and power, he's an ancient individual, and his philosophy is that if he knows more than you, that he has an edge over you, and he can use that edge against you as leverage. And where the ends justify the means, everything is in the name of Prospero. It is said that his word is as good as Prospero's word. That there are few, if any, individuals that rank higher than the Venator in terms of absolute law within the nation of Prospero. That's about that.
If I have time, I think there's just one more question I would have for Elias, and that's because I know he's an expert in the creation of the group of the Venandri. Would he have any records as to active members of the Venandri? Or is he created before that?
Okay, I'll roll. The Professor Orb kind of gives you a response of some members are known, but their membership list isn't exactly common knowledge, but he gathers his information where he can.
Does he know if my brother's in the Venandri?
He says yes.
So after all of that, um, I think he would take out his rejection letter and try and investigate that after being told he should.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
This at advantage because of my glasses.
Yep. You study it. It looks like the writing on it is fake. That there's some sort of illusory script inlaid on this letter.
I have it prepared. I am. Fuck, it's late. I'm gonna burn a 3rd level spell. I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic upon the letter, and the writing on the letter disappears and is replaced with normal script. It is a letter that essentially says that your family has purchased the rights for you to not attend the academy. As it talks about that every mage-born child within the nation of Prospero is required to attend the academy, or that right, as they put it, can be removed by a tax that they pay to the nation of Prospero. And the receipt on this is a tax of 5,000 gold for a one Turxian Kelvaris to not be forced to attend the academy.
Great.
In small writing at the bottom, it says that this note should be carried at all times by the individual whom it was purchased for, in case any inquiry by a member of the Venandi. As essentially as to why you have not participated in the academy.
Okay. I think that's about all that I have, and I would try to get some sleep after that, although I'm not sure how successfully.
Okay. Panoply, a patron runs up to you,
Kind of
unless you're in the
spoiled.
darkness,
No, I'm like sitting at a table drinking.
and runs up to you and says, I heard you're a dragon hunter. There's a sighting of a red dragon, to the east gate.
You gotta. Kime painfully fumbles up and she's like spilled her drink and is reaching for a bow. Kime, they said there's a dragon outside.
What? Where?
I don't know. It's a person.
Where did you see him? I'm talking to the person.
The southeastern gate. There's a big red dragon out in the forest. Well, not really forest, but in the copse of trees. Somebody told me you all were dragon hunters.
Who told you that?
People?
I mean, we've just been purchasing a tag. It's not like we were quiet. Let's go. Where's the others?
Kime will go look for somebody, Turksian or Arvin.
Turksian's up in his room. Arvin, where are you? Not in the bar?
I saw him go out that door over there. You go there, I'll get Turksian.
Okay.
I go and knock on Turksian's door. I'm like, there's gonna be something really funny. If you want to look out the window at the very least. I don't know what, but it'll be funny. And I run back downstairs. And out that door.
I think Kirksian will look out the window, but probably would not come downstairs.
You said not go?
Correct. He's going to try and
Okay.
see from the window.
Alright, it's a younger teenager that's like kind of leading you all to the southeastern gate. Like, are you gonna slay a dragon?
Panoply says nothing and stays in the shadows.
Gonna damn well try. Don't want it to hurt the people of Night Hollow. Did I find Arvin?
No.
Where is this damn bard?
Alright, you'll head out to the southeastern gate, and there's a copse of trees. And you can see a big, giant red dragon.
Whoa, that's huge.
Panoply moves slightly farther away from Kime.
What kind of dragon do you think that is? A young one?
Kai, make a perception check. You're not sure, but it looks pretty big. And is flapping its wings.
Guys, you ready?
You can actually start to hear bells ringing off in the distance at the gate.
Maybe we could get a hold of Terhold and get some militia to help us.
I mean, I think they know. That's what those bells are for. I don't want to keep talking, because it's like, how am I supposed to hide?
Alright, the dragon starts flying towards Kime.
I get the fuck away from Kime so far.
Kime will stand his ground and dodge, I guess.
This creature is massive, and as it flies towards you, this huge, giant puff of flame erupts from its mouth and completely engulfs Kime. And Turksian, if you're looking, you can see this out from the window. And you hear, like, more alarm bells going off in town. It's really weird, Kaim. You don't feel anything.
What? What's going on?
Arvin jumps out from behind the trees and says, Kaim, I think you're ready for the real deal.
What?
I was just testing to see if you had the guts to take one of these on. And I make it disappear.
And the dragon poofs.
Oh, Betty, did you see the look in his eyes?
And Arvin has acquired some of the orphans with him, and they are rolling on the ground laughing.
I go up behind Kyle, like, you should kick his ass.
Kaim walks up to Arvin and punches him in the face.
As I was... Wait, I got a question for DM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use an action to teleport with my cape away from the punch. Back to the gate.
So as Kaim, like, starts running toward Arvin, Arvin swooshes his cape over himself, and this puff of billowing smoke comes from it, and he disappears. And teleports 500 feet away.
Oh, Kaim, if you can't catch a human, how are you gonna catch a dragon?
If you could see, if Kaim had the ability to make steam come out of his head, there would be steam coming out of his head right now. He's just fuming in anger right now. I think that was more hot than the actual dragon attack.
Shoot, I wish I had more teleports left.
Kaim will walk off into the town, back to the Obsidian Hunt.
There are a slew of Night Hollow militia rushing to the gate as people are yelling, I swear I saw a dragon! There was a dragon out there!
Panoply is trying to, like, edge along the walls, like, away from torchlight. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, we can walk back into town.
Right, if that's all the shenanigans for the night, you all can take a long rest.
Oh, good. I need to get that cape charge back.
Turxian, while your sleep already sucks based on things that are rolling through your head, you have another one of those strange visions where it feels like hundreds of years are attempting to pass through your mind, and it slows down once again at the image of the Council of Wizards around that big giant portal where they turn to dust. This time you see other figures in the council. One figure that can only be identified as the god Prospero, the ultimate archmage of this world. Another individual is a pale-skinned elf with a bald head and tattoos all over his skin, going from the top of his head down his neck. And the other individual is a young drow. Has 2 eyes though, but has that familiar red tattoo that goes across his right eye. And as this scene plays out before you once again, the pale-skinned elf says something, and there's a lot of chaos and garbled confusion in this scene. But it's something along the lines of, "We must save them." And the drow responds, "If we save them, then we will die. They have their purpose." And the pale-skinned elf tries to do something, but the dark-skinned drow looks like stops him. And as he stops the pale-skinned elf, all the wizard disciples around this big gate begin to disintegrate and turn into ash. Eventually, all of you wake up, and the next day is before you.
Do we have any leads where we might go?
We could ask. I mean, we could ask that Dragonborn if there's a way to track the gem dragons. Like, if we went to the same spot. You know what I mean?
Spaka, yeah.
Is he in like the part of town we haven't visited yet?
He said he was
Also,
gonna be in town until he gathered enough troops to like go out and meet Abdumiel. So I imagine he's still gonna be in town for a little while.
is Kime present or like come out at breakfast?
Not yet.
If I stop by his door, do I hear him in there pacing or cursing or doing something?
No, you don't. You actually hear him, grunting.
Fair, but I
Oh,
hear
You don't want to go into his room if you hear grunting.
no. I just want to know that
Private
he's
moment.
like around. Mouth gross, and then I walk downstairs. And we have this conversation.
Would Herbert or any of the patrons here know where I might find Spaka?
Yes, they tell you that
Or even like an area of town?
near the southeastern gate there's a tavern called Lady Wings.
Ooh. All right, we can probably all chill for some breakfast, and maybe that'd be a good lead.
You look like hell, Trixie. Did you stay up all night?
Not on purpose. This time.
You okay? Or you eat something bad?
It's more bad dreams. So I think we may have attracted a little bit more attention coming into town than we originally thought.
That's why I didn't want to come. Who?
Tall and handsome with one eye at the gate. dark, brooding, old.
Wine.
Cup
Yeah,
of tea? Wine?
Pretty,
I don't remember.
pretty sure it was wine.
Yeah, he found me at the shop last night. Had a little bit of a conversation. I don't think he was very happy with how it went. And to be honest, I'm not sure I am either.
You in trouble? Are we in trouble?
I really don't know. Regardless, we should probably be a little bit more careful than normal while we're here, because we have more attention and eyes on us than we're probably aware of.
So, practical joke that got the town bells ringing. Probably not the best idea.
Probably not.
It's really funny though.
I'm gonna go up and knock on Kai's door.
I guess you hear grunting.
Yep, you hear the same grunting.
Yep, I'm gonna knock.
You
Hey,
hear
Kai, what's going on in there?
it's a little muffled, but you hear counting as well.
You up for a push-up contest?
He's not answering, just counting and grunting.
Alright, to the door, I'm just gonna say, we're gonna go look for Spaka to see if we can get some information about a lead to a real dragon. And then walk back downstairs. Tell the Tyrxian and Penny that Kaim is busy and that we could probably go without him.
A few moments later,
That's-
you'll hear walking down the steps, Kaim.
Just kidding. Hey, Kaim. Nice of you to join us.
Hi.
Hey, we're gonna go talk to that Dragonborn and see if maybe we could track a gem, like a bigger gem dragon than the ones we fought from that spot.
Sure, let's go.
Turxian says we should be a little careful in town though, because we maybe piss off some people.
I'm sure you did.
I think we did generally. Well, let's you want to eat breakfast, and a couple of us can go ask Spaka if you want to eat first.
I'll be fine. Let's go check with Spaka.
The fun tense moments as we quietly pack up and go.
Have we been to this place before?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't think so. Whenever it loads all of you in.
99%.
It's always a lie.
Oh. This looks new.
Kinds of people here.
Alright, you enter a tavern that smells very heavy of sulfur. There are a lot of kobolds and dragonborn around. There's some commoners, humanoids too. see a rowdy bunch of Dragonborn in the corner, already drinking something early this morning, and one of them, like, burps and lets out this big bout of flame out of his mouth.
Oh, impressive.
But you all notice after, perusing around, walking around a little, Spaka and a bunch of other more different-looking Dragonborn are in this bottom right corner around this big giant hole in the ground.
You said we saw Spaka chilling?
Yeah, Spaka's this individual.
Hey, Spaka, how's it been going gathering together your troops?
Looks up from his meal that he's eating. Oh yes, so Arvin, I recall. It's going well. We leave at noon. Apparently Abdumiel has called for a gathering of troops at the temple. They hope to make a push soon. It's been a pretty bloody affair.
Spaka, it's possible that we may have some business that might merge with what you're doing, and we were wondering if you had some information for us.
I can give you as much information as I know. Most likely Zevran Barris, as he points over toward sort of an older looking individual wearing what you presume to be religious garments. Kind of more fancy, but he points over to this individual. Zevran would probably have more information, as has been keeping in touch with Abdumiel.
Perfect. Thanks for pointing me in the right direction. Head down to Zevran and strike up a conversation with him.
Alright. Zevran is a older gold dragonborn, flanked by two very well-armed individuals. A blue dragonborn and a red dragonborn. And they definitely eye you, but seeing as you talk to Spaka, and Spaka nods his head looking over, they sort of allow you to speak with Zevran. And Zevran looks up. Well, I'd be a fool if I said I didn't overhear that conversation. How can I help you?
Well, Zevran, it may be that we can help you at the same time, but was looking for a little bit of information. Spaka, who we met on our travels here, said that you may have some information about the enemies of the Draconians where you're headed. We were curious to know if they had any dragons allied with them.
Why, yes, the draconian filth. You hear like a great ire in Zevran's tone. They have allied themselves with the gem dragons, more specifically in this case, a band of amethyst dragons that claim to be followers of the false god Elethelios. As we all know, that true worship only goes to Lord Bahamut and Lady Tiamat.
Interesting. Well, I think that our group would need to have a discussion, but if our interests lie in that same way, would you be keen on having us join your cause?
I presume that Abdumiel would take any hands willing to help. It's clearly obvious that you do not follow the dragon, but I assume Abdumiel will take any warrior that is willing to draw swords with him.
And you said your group was heading out soon?
No, not my group, but Spaka will lead a war party to bolster the numbers of Abdumiel. My role is here in town to help make sure that the pilgrims of the dragon have somewhere to call home during their pilgrimage.
And about how far away is this temple from Night Hollow?
Well, it is about halfway between Night Hollow and Hamalaku. So, it's probably about a 2.5, 3-day journey to the south. Our patrols are on that road frequently, and there is a stop point on the road where you can find a way to the temple. I'd say about 2 days south and then another half day from the road to the temple. It is a very important religious epicenter for us. Well, not quite as important as Night Hollow. It does have its uses.
Zevran, thank you very much. We appreciate the information. I make sure I bow my head, right hand to heart, and like to speak with the group to find out if this is something we'd be interested in.
Was it quite specifically a dragon?
Well, if we're looking to kill kill two birds with one stone, we would be able to travel south to help out Abdumiel, and in the process, be able to fight some gem dragons. I don't know if that's still the goal, if that's what you guys are wanting, but does seem like it's possible.
I think it's a good way to get out of town fast, too.
Another positive to it, yeah.
I'll go up to this individual, which is unusual, and just lean over. Did you say you're going to be fighting gem dragons specifically? Bigger ones?
You asking Zevran or Spaka?
I just flat out asked Severin.
Zevran looks at you. There is talk that there is a young dragon in the depths of the temple that is leading this filth. I believe we have killed 3 of the siblings already.
Oh, so that was you guys. We saw 3 corpses on our way here.
And Bedumiel was ambushed on his way here some time back, and let's just say that they underestimated his power. However, he lost many men. And that is why we have been gathering more here.
Sorry to hear. Hopefully we can help.
Do not be sorry for the dead, as Their bodies are now consumed by the flame, and they are ever closer to the great dragon.
Do you guys have anything like rules that you have while you're traveling that we should know about?
Rules, not necessarily, just we do not appreciate the teachings of the nation of Prospero and their synthetic machines that horribly butcher the true use of Aethermote.
Is it we don't like gem dragons too?
And gem dragons are abominations of this realm, and they are not one of the original dragon kind. They are fabricated from the ether and corrupted.
I think this sounds good, but we're gonna talk for a minute. pull everybody aside. Okay, it sounds good, right, Kaim?
I think so.
Maybe don't talk about why we're doing this. I think that's what I'm gathering.
Right. Them, we're coming to help. Just so happens that we're also earning something else on the side.
We're working towards bigger goals.
I'd be down if you guys are. I enjoyed my time with Spaka. He seems like a good guy.
Turksian?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think it would be good to get out of town. Seems like a good way to do it, and go east rather than west.
Okay. So we go back and we're for it. We'll go. When are we leaving?
Is that a question to the Dragonborn, or?
Yeah.
The group was leaving around noon, or Spaka and his troops.
Yep, Spaka tells you he's leaving around noon.
Wait, isn't there a show happening today at noon?
Yep.
And we don't necessarily have to leave with them if we need to stay behind.
Do you really want to see a show though, Kaim?
I just want to see what kind of show, that's all.
Arvin's always interested in entertainment.
I guess we can always ask Herbert what happened when we get back.
I'm just saying, like. Plus, we kind of got a show last night, you know?
I think I'd like to stay and watch. I can always slap on a fake mustache and blend into the crowd.
Guess I could be Casa again.
Spaka looks at you all. If you wish to attend that show, and you also wish to head south with us, I suppose I can partake in this town's festivities until then.
Hey!
We have our own horses and everything. It'll be great.
Let's go, Spaka.
Alright. We'll meet you at the market, and then once this show is over, we'll get on the road.
And we don't have to stay for the whole show, just some of it. Just want to see some of it.
As Everin speaks out, yes, I was told it was important to the town, and since I am the lead representative of the Kaja Conclave here, that I guess it is my duty to attend.
Arvin's bouncing up and down on his toes. He's excited.
panoplies is any time between now and then to scout a place that is far away and where she can watch from and not be part of any crowds. If I have to climb on a roof, I will.
Okay. So you guys doing anything between now and noon?
Not me.
I'll slap on my... Nah, I don't need to disguise myself. Everybody knows we're here. Nope, I just want to get a good spot.
Okay.
Trixian, do you want to watch this?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. I'm gonna go like up there, point to the roof of one of the buildings, and like around the back maybe. It's gonna be so many people. Maybe we'll go picket our horses out by the Dragonborn group, like next to their wagons or whatever, so we're ready to go after.
Ooh, look at this scene. Somebody's been hard at work.
God, there's people. Where are all these people? Maybe I'll go in the thicket.
All right. There are a large gathering of people, more than is represented on this map. I don't want to crash it. You notice that there is a large military presence of the Night Hollow militia, new soldiers of the nation of Prospero, and the market that is usually here looks like it's been packed up and moved. And in its place is a big wooden pier with what looks like a big, tall wooden gallows.
Oh.
And
This
on the
kind of
wooden
show.
pier, you can see Captain Terheld is up there. You can see that there is a member of the nation of Prospero that looks like he carries the same rank as Burke Fenidor, who is the previous Iron Consul of the nation of Prospero's presence here. Sort of like the military leader that's not a wizard. There's a good amount of more interesting hybrid creatures in future terms, like cyborgs, these two huge giant creatures, and then 4 more teal-skinned ones. Along with Velrenith Otterarn, there is once again Lavarius the Great, writing something down in a big book of his, and there are 2 other individuals that look like they belong to the Venandi. One of them is a female dwarf, black-haired. See if I can show this. And then the other is a Shadar-kai female, which is that like strange race of elves that a lot of the Vualic state are part of this race. There's a lot of murmurings going on from the townsfolk. You can see that the small council is here. Basically, every prominent member of each different faction is here. You actually see Erphonia, Zace, and the other name that I can't remember right now. Sabira and Halim and Erphonia Zace are here. Panoply, wherever you went, you get a message from Baselius. It's just a message that says, I don't think you should have returned to Night Hollow. The Venandi are making an example.
I just quietly say under my breath, I agree.
And Captain Terheld is there, and he quiets the crowd down as you can hear the murmurings all around. And he's not the most charismatic person, but kind of gives a speech, and he says, people of Night Hollow, I present you the Venator Velreneth Adararn of the Venandi. They will be new benefactors of the town of Night Hollow in light of all the issues we have had lately, notably the random murders, and he stops, that was stopped and solved, mind you, but more importantly, the massacre that happened in the marketplace not too long ago, under the eyes of Melcadia Saren. And at that moment, you see two of the teal-skinned cyborg creatures bringing up a very not well-off looking Melcadia Saren. And they start preparing him on the noose of the gallows. And the Venator looks out at the crowd and says, on behalf of the nation of Prospero, we would like to apologize for the failures of the previous establishment within your beautiful town. We take full responsibility for any deaths that might have occurred due to the negligence of Melcadia Saren. And let this be known that while the Venandi have a presence in your town, that things will be run differently. It won't be the iron fist of Melcadia Saren, as we are a more understanding group of individuals, and we will not fail. I have brought you all here to show you that my words are not hollow, and that the nation of Prospero doesn't take the shortcomings of our mages lightly. And with that, he nods to Lavarius the Great, who reads out a multitude of sins that Melcadia Saren has caused, including the malfunctioning of the Warforged of the nation of Prospero and any collateral damage that might have occurred. And once he is done reading these sins, and the iron console releases the lever, and the floor beneath Melcadia Saren opens, and the noose tightens around his neck, and a sickening crack can be heard as Melcadia is killed instantly, as his neck is broken by the fall.
Is the crowd mostly quiet, or are they cheering?
It is a mix of murmurs and light clapping, some quiet trepidation.
I'll clap quietly along with the rest of the people.
And Captain Terheld speaks out again. I know this isn't the show that you all were hoping, but it is to show that the nation of Prospero and the town of Night Hollow see eye to eye on this matter, and the town will benefit greatly from this alliance, and things will be different, and hopefully the security will be much more, as the Night Hollow militia has been, well, spread thin lately. So, we appreciate this newfound competence. And if you have any questions, speak to the small council. Thank you, bye. And he leaves.
I'm gonna start making my way back through the crowd to Kaim.
He's not able to hide it. All you see is dread on his face. And for reference, can you move the token over 1 square so we can see the picture?
Of Melcadia?
Yeah. Sorry, no. Saren.
Him?
Yep. Thank you.
Well, there goes another neutral town.
The crowd starts to disperse. You can hear some whisperings and grumblings. Certain people wondering why they would do that to one of their own individuals. Some people seem cautiously optimistic. Like, well, I hope they can fix such and such, and I hope this issue never arises again. And you hear some miners talk about, well, maybe we can get some workers' rights.
And there are already few enough towns in the areas we've been in not under control of these scum. I think we're on our way out, huh?
I think during that whole display, 'cause I cast detect thoughts on the way over. I would like to have gathered the surface thoughts of a few of the council members, at least the ones I'm familiar with, to see if this is something that they're happy about, acquiescing control the town, or kind of what's the general feel is of the small council.
Okay. For Minister Theldris, who is this individual here, your thoughts go across, or the thoughts that go across are, well, this is a rather barbaric display, but we were given a large sum of money, and that will definitely help the town, so hopefully this is worth it. Penelope Tonbaum has a similar thought, but at the same time goes, that's rather interesting. I better not fail at anything. But the money we were given, that'll do a lot. It's sort of like the same thought of, they're not entirely sure that they liked what happened, but it sounds like they were given a large sum of money.
If I had, you said Urfonia and Sabira were here also. I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Were they in range where I could have kind of glanced over their thoughts as well?
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, their thoughts are very, like, calm. Like, they are individuals that are very good at keeping their thoughts relatively clean. But you do get the thought going across of, we might not be safe here anymore.
That from one of them in particular?
It's like a recurring thought between the two.
Okay. I might grab my copper wire then and kind of fidget with it and just say to one of them, we should talk. That's it.
The one that you spoke to gives like a very nonchalant like nod of their head, not in any particular direction, just a nod. Do you all start to head out with Spaka?
Panoply is following at a distance, and actually before leaving this thicket she's been hiding in is going to... She's just watching, like her party and Spaka particularly, and also where the Prospero members are looking and if they seem to be following her party at all that she can tell.
Make a perception check.
Oh god.
Lavarius the Great looks like he's just writing in his book. The dwarf looks like she's more interested in her staff. You kind of get a sense that it's a feigned ignorance, that she probably is aware of what's going around her, but she's trying to make it look like she doesn't. The female Shadar-kai is more looking at Urfonia and Sabira. Mr. Velreneth, however, he's drinking from a goblet of wine, and you notice he does give a good 20-second glance over Tarxian's way, and you're pretty sure you see a crooked smile upon his lips as he takes another drink and then turns and steps off the stage.
Shit, I'm too tall. I'm going to turn into the most nondescript human I can remember. Like some shop guy from far away. Human. And quietly walk not directly toward our horses and Spaka's party, but in that general area.
Okay. Spaka starts to lead you all to the southeastern gate. His demeanor at this point is very gruff and just, we should get going.
Amen, brother.
As you all leave town, two little boys run up to Arvin as you're about to leave. And they are part of the 19 orphans. They're probably around 7 years old. It is Jeb and Billy. Or not Billy, Ben, sorry. Jeb and Ben. And they tug on your shirt. They're like, Arvin, we have something to tell you.
Down on one knee. What's up, dudes?
One of them shows you, he moves his hand around, and a spectral hand appears from it, like a mage hand, and goes, that nice old drow man said that we have arcane powers and he's gonna teach us. Look what we can already do.
Wow, that is quite impressive. You learned that just in one day?
Well, I've been trying to move things for a while. That's how I can grab people's gold so easily.
Oh no. Well, that's fantastic. Just make sure that you're as careful as you can be.
Will do. We're excited.
I'm excited for you and sorry for this town.
All right, come back and tell us stories.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
We'll try. All right, you all leave town and start your 2.5-day journey to the temple with Spaka. That's where we'll end tonight's session.
Good old Jeb and Ben.
Oh, God.